Thanks to the miracle of global aviation and internet, within a day I can come from University of Michigan and stand in front of this gateway of India in Mumbai, making my reservations, purchasing my tickets, finding hotels and finding places to see and shop and people to meet. I can do all of that on my smartphone from anywhere in the world. If we look around the world and we travel around the world, we notice an interesting impact of global trading, global mobility, intercultural relationships and exchanges. We find that the scarcity is slowly shifting from scarcity of food and resources to scarcity of knowledge to now scarcity of mindfulness. There are still places where there is scarcity of food and resources, but increasingly we see that what is limiting us as humans is not so much lack of resources or lack of knowledge, thanks to internet, Google, Wikipedia, but lack of mindfulness. The ability to harmonize what we know and what we do, defined as mindfulness, is where there is scarcity. Given the importance of mindfulness in leading a purposeful life, because without mindfulness, even if we have resources, we can squander them. Wouldn't it be great to have a mentor with us at all times? A mentor who's an expert in wellness, in mental health, physical health, in education, in learning, in creativity, such a mentor with us all the time. This is the goal of this course. Imagine, innovate, act, and connect. By participating in this course, you will provide new technologies that will mimic such a mentor. If you look at technology, we find that technology is one of the most influencing aspects of our life, which changes human behavior. There are other things that change human behavior also, but there's nothing as powerful as technology. If you have access to a car, your mobility increases. If you have access to a phone, a smartphone, you can go anywhere in the world and you have at your fingertips the knowledge of the world. So technology is very, very powerful in changing human behavior, sometimes for good, sometimes in healthy ways, and sometimes in not so healthy ways. So how about developing technologies that bring the mindfulness practices to our life so that our life can be purposeful, healthy, and well? At University of Michigan, we have access to one of the world's best resources in medicine, in law, in culture, in public health, social work. We have access to the best evidence-based practices that we can bring to people around the world. There are 1 billion smartphones in use around the world, and you can, developing such mindful practices based on the smartphone, you can provide such technologies and such mindfulness practices to people around the world. In Mumbai, in Ann Arbor, in remote villages in India, Brazil, China. The students of this course, Imagine, Innovate, Act, Connect, will be formed in teams of 3 types of students. Even though the types are different, the teams will work very closely in interaction and coherence with each other. There will be technology students, there will be students from the field of culture, for example, music, art, fashion, design, anthropology, and students from the wellness fields, students from medicine, School of Social Work, students from public health, public policy issues. These teams will work together to create best practices and make them available throughout the day, at any time when you need them, and they'll be available worldwide on your smartphone. The students in the field of wellness will research and come up with best practices for mental health, for a patient of diabetes, for an elderly person to enhance their cognitive skills, for a mentally stressed freshman at University of Michigan. These best practices will be evidence-based, and the wellness students will provide these best practices. Then these best practices will be integrated by the students in the culture fields, who will create a gripping set of multimedia campaigns, anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. The campaigns that will be so powerful and influencing that people who watch them, me, you, people around the world, will want to participate in these best practices. The students in the technology part will then take these best practices and these multimedia campaigns and integrate them, provide the intelligence to the smartphone-based devices, so that throughout the day then you'll have this mentor with you to teach you, to remind you, to observe you, and you will choose your individualized, customized best practices and you can follow them throughout